Hello and welcome to the channel. I am here for an album review for you guys. This is of course for Ohms by Deftones, the new album that Deftones recently dropped. Now, this is not going to be a long review or anything. I just want to give my quick thoughts on the album because, well, I just want to give sort of just a quick overview just to let you guys know my thoughts of the album. I'm not going to go over every single song or anything that's on this record, but yeah, I was definitely anticipating this album, and what do I think of it? I think it's a great album. I really dig it. I've heard before that Deftones has never released a bad album, and I can believe that. And the reason I say that I've heard that is because, well, for those who don't know, I am a newer fan of Deftones. I didn't get into them until this year, surprisingly. I do wish I would have gotten into them sooner, but it is hard to say which period of my life I would have gotten into them because I've gone through a lot of phases in the rock and metal world, you could say. But with this new album, Ohms, I gotta say that it's really great. I mean, I've pretty much liked everything that I've heard from Deftones so far. Of course, I want to, once again bring up the singles to this album. There was the title track and Genesis, both great songs. Genesis is the heavier of the two singles, which, by the way, I am glad that they only released two singles for this album, or at least about two. They could have released a third one, but that's just not going to spoil the album as much, I guess. Because I hate when bands release like way too many singles prior to releasing an album. For example, the band Red, released an album last April, and they dropped like 5 singles for that album, which I think is overdone, and I think that's ridiculous. A bit spoily, but I'm glad Deftones didn't do that. So yeah, there's a couple of tracks that I do want to note that really stood out to me. One of those being Error. Man, do I love the melodies in Error. This one might be one of my favorites on the album. I just really love everything about it. Everything from the instrumentation and the unique drum work that's involved in this song, and the melodies. I mean, again, the melodies are really the standout in this song. And I also really like the song Ceremony, which gave me a vibe of their album Diamond Eyes, which I think is a great album. And yeah, definitely another great song. I mean, this album, if you're into Deftones, you're going to like this album. I'm just going to tell you that. I definitely like this album. I do think it's good. I mean, I think the whole band does a really good job with this album, and I mean, I pretty much got no complaints with it. If you like metal that combines heaviness and melody, I think this album is going to be up your alley. This is not one of those albums that I feel like is that divisive, because it is a very Deftones sounding album, which I do appreciate, and that could be why this album is a standout, or not really a standout, but it is a great album, and that's why Deftones has never released a bad album. I feel like Deftones really does know how to experiment enough, but remain, who they are, and that's what this album does, and I can appreciate that. Now, I haven't heard the last album, Gore, or anything, but I do like this album, Ohms. So, as a score, I'm going to have to give it probably either an 8.7 or a 9 out of 10. I don't know. I really like this album, though. I do think it's a really good album. So, let me know what you guys think of Ohms by Deftones, the brand new record. So, yeah. I hope to get a CD for myself of this album because, well, I like it enough to purchase it. I have a few Deftones albums in my collection already, so definitely another one that I gotta have. So yeah, I would like to eventually collect all of Deftones albums though, so yeah. But with this new album, Ohms, great stuff. I really dig it, so let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, and take care.